All right, this is Heather Vale with Vegas Unveiled. We are at Sam's Town for the SAM event, Sales, Advertising, and Marketing. And joining me right now is Bob, the teacher, Sparkins. Hey Bob, how's it going?
Great, Heather. Thanks so much for being here, and it's been a great event so far.
Yeah, so you're representing LeadPages. What's your association with that?
So I've been a customer since day one when LeadPages was started 7 years ago, and now I'm the lead evangelist there. So I get to champion our software and the success that our customers are having with using our software.
How do you go from being a customer to an evangelist?
Well, I was a business coach when I was using it for my own business, and I was teaching people how to use it as an affiliate. And then Clay Collins, the co-founder, said, hey, maybe you should do that for us. So I did, and then it was, well, you should do that with us full time. So that was almost 5 years ago now, and it's been a great ride.
Okay, so for people who don't know what LeadPages is, and maybe for people who are thinking about starting a business online but don't know how to do it, can you give us just a quick breakdown on how it works?
Sure. So LeadPages is software that business owners or aspiring business owners use to create their own web pages, their own website, or their own landing pages if they already have a website. And it helps them turn whatever traffic they're getting into leads much faster, because we're optimized for conversion. Knowing what we know about conversion, you don't have to worry about it. All you need to do is open up a piece of software, drag things around in the right spot, use your own images, use your own language, and then publish it, and you're ready to go.
If I have a WordPress site, can I incorporate LeadPages?
Absolutely. So I would say about at least half of our customers have WordPress to do their blogging. Some of them are satisfied with that. Some of them are frustrated by that because of all the updates and plugins and so forth. Regardless, yes, you can absolutely take a LeadPages page through our plugin and attach it to your website. Or you can set up a subdomain and just have your own website on your subdomain. So they can play well together, or they can be independent of each other.
Okay, so basically I'm assuming the whole goal behind LeadPages is to capture leads.
Yes. So any type of business that is dependent on leads, you want your phone to ring, you want an email that says, hey, give me more information, you want to make sure that the relationship is there. We're not necessarily talking specifically to people who have like 40 SKUs in an e-commerce store. That's not our target market, although some of those people do use our service. But it's more about the roofing contractor or the business coach or the real estate agent or the lawyer, those folks that need to have that one-on-one connection to people, and they want to make that relationship turn into good business.
And people who want to legitimately capture leads, not scrape leads.
Of course, this is permission marketing, Seth Godin 101 back from the 90s. This is very important to get people's permission, especially if you're an international audience and you have people in the EU. We are GDPR compliant. If that means anything to you, you're all set. If it doesn't mean anything to you, you're still all set, and we'll handle it for you.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about business in general, because as you said, you've been a business coach, that's your background, that's why you're Bob the teacher. So if someone is thinking about starting a business but they haven't made that leap, what kind of advice would you give them?
Yeah, there's so much that goes into this, right? So it depends on your current situation. If you have a current day job, then maybe you stick to that and you carve out a little bit of time for yourself. And you need to figure out that business is about solving people's problems. And you need to solve a problem in a way that exchanges value so that they'll be willing to pay for it. Initially, that might take the look of what resources exist that I can connect people to. So this is what we call affiliate marketing, right? You're finding something that exists, you tell people about it, and they give you a cut of that product. That's the way I grew up in business. I was a high school teacher trying to figure out what to do as I became a business owner, and I promoted other people's products, and then I found gaps. What are the gaps in the marketplace that those products don't solve? Make a product for that. But here's the trick, Heather. You don't know what those gaps are until you actually communicate with people after they buy. So a very important part of this is communicating with a growing community, even if it's 50 people at first. It doesn't have to be this huge audience of people. But if they get to know what you are offering and you get to know what they really need through their comments, through their frustrations, through their emails, you follow up with them and say, cool, if I created this thing that solved that, would you be interested? And if yes, pay me $100, and in the next 30 days I'll create it. And I'll be selling it for something higher than that, but you'll get an early adopter price. That's a great way to start up and test out a market for a business. And the only other thing I would say, without a further question from you, Heather, is don't try to be perfect with what you make. The first iteration of anything is always going to be worse than later versions. Maybe not the second or the third, but maybe the fourth is going to be amazing. And you can't get there until you make some mistakes along the way. But if you waited to be perfect along the way, you're never going to get a finished product. There's no revenue in that kind of business.
Okay, now you did mention affiliate marketing a while back, and you said that's where you started. So with affiliate marketing, just to be clear, they don't necessarily have to create their own product, right?
No, absolutely. All they need to do is be able to connect people who are hungry for a solution with a solution that they don't know about yet. So for example, to be self-serving, LeadPages has an affiliate program. So if you're looking around and you see people with really crappy websites, or they don't know how to make a website, and they're like, I got to get my business online, I'm doing this side hustle, or I'm trying to do this brick and mortar onto digital, what do I do? And you could say to them, oh, I know you should check out LeadPages. Here's a link specific to you that we can track, that you send it to us, and then we send 30% every month to that person in perpetuity for their account. Other systems pay 5%, other systems pay 70%, whatever it is, but they're just sharing revenue, and your customer that you're referring doesn't pay extra, but we just bring it in. It's kind of it's a bit of a direct selling model, with it just being straight to the affiliate instead.
Okay, so basically I go, hey guy, you got a crappy website. I suggest you go see Bob over at LeadPages who can hook you up, and then Bob hooks me up by giving me a commission.
That's absolutely right. As long as you use the link that the affiliate program gives you.
Right.
If you just say, hey, here's this thing, there's no magical thing
No
in the
word of
world
mouth.
that knows that that's coming from you.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, if you could give one piece of advice to the person sitting on the fence, just not sure whether it's worth it to jump into being an entrepreneur or a business owner, what's that one piece of advice?
Well, it's really tough, and I'm going to stall for a second and first say it's going to be tough. Okay, anybody that tells you that it's easy is selling you snake oil.
But it is easy, isn't it? I mean,
Well, here's the trouble. People like me who might say that it's easy, we're really trying to say that it's simple once you know what you're doing. But
Okay.
It usually takes 7 months, 7 years sometimes to figure out what you're doing.
see, that's a good point. Just to interrupt for a second, there's a big difference between simple and easy.
Correct. And so really it's about what's your experience, how are you tapping into what it is that you know how to do, and how are you communicating to your audience. So I think if I would just say in this moment, what's one thing of advice, it would be to listen. It would be to ask questions and listen to the responses of people. Listen to the responses they're giving to other people. You know, we have this great Facebook community world that we live in right now where you can be part of any group that's complaining about whatever. Listen to what they're telling you. That's the real magic of being in business right now, starting a business where you can see there's all these people complaining about this one thing. And any product out there, LeadPages included, any of the other sponsors here, they're great at what they do, but there's people that have trouble figuring out something about what they do, and you can step in and listen and then say, here's a helpful way to do this. Whether it's coaching or consulting or doing it for them, other mechanisms of trying to figure out a solution for them, just listen, and that's where your business magic is going to come in.
Okay, you brought up a good point because we're in the social media world. This is actually being broadcast live on social media. And when I think LeadPages, I think website, like this is your home, this is your website, and you're gathering information from people that come visit you. But social media is more about finding the people. So how do you integrate that vast social media world with all those potential leads into your home website with LeadPages?
Yeah, well, for one thing, link in profile, right? Everybody who's on social media needs to have a profile that has a link back to something. Most people make this critical mistake. They link back to a home page.
Okay.
Don't link back to your homepage unless it's optimized for conversion. Most people are not. Instead, use a landing page, and even better, use a landing page specific for that platform. So LinkedIn, profile, mydomain.com/LinkedIn, goes to a landing page, same color scheme, same profile photo of you that you have on LinkedIn. Hey, LinkedIn friend, great to connect. Let me send you a free gift. Enter in your email address so we can take this conversation further. Do the same thing for Instagram, for Facebook, for Pinterest, any of them that you can link a profile, link to a kind of a mimicked version of that with the communication that you know that they're coming from that audience, that audience is coming specifically from that platform, and the conversions will jump up from there. Also, when you have a landing page and people opt in, guess what? They're going to go to a thank you page that says, hey, check your inbox, or here's the thing. You can put in LeadPages, and some other systems do this too, but you can put in a widget that's linking to Facebook, Twitter, and why am I drawing about it? Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, that shares.
Instagram?
No, just those three.
Just those three.
Just those three. Instagram doesn't let you do links. So you can only do
Gotcha.
links and ads, right? Or
Okay.
profile. So Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn you can have a button on your thank you page that says, hey, if you love this, share it with other people. When they click on the button, with LeadPages, you can make it tie back to your home page or your landing page that has the opt-in form. Most of the time, if you're on WordPress, you put a share button on, they share the page that that button is on. So they're sharing your thank you page before they ever opted in. So you're not getting the email, but you're still giving away your free gift, which doesn't really work for growing your business, right? It's nice for the user, but it's not nice for your business growth. Right? So use social media in 2 ways: link to profile, and then make sure that you're giving people a chance to share on social, making it easy for them just to click a button and then be able to share a link back to the free gift that you're giving to them.
Okay, awesome. So if anyone is interested in finding out more about LeadPages, where do they go?
They should go to leadpages.net. And
.net.
.net. So
LeadPages.net, not .com.
Yep, long story. And yeah, the LeadPages.net is where you go. We have a blog. We have lots of resources. We have free courses to help you learn how to do what you're doing. And if you want to learn how to do a website faster and just understand the principles of good website conversion tactics and strategies, then you want to go to leadpages.net/website-workshop. Okay, and we've got a free course for you on how to do that I made just a few weeks ago. How to think through the architecture of your site, what it means to convert, and all the lingo that you might not have ever learned when you were in marketing school, which probably didn't go to in the first place.
Okay, and if they want to connect with you, Bob the Teacher, on social media, where do they go?
Add Bob the Teacher everywhere. So the principal places I hang out are LinkedIn and Facebook, but I'm also on Twitter quite frequently too. At Bob the Teacher.
At Bob the Teacher, it's easy. Kind of like Bob the Builder, but Bob the Teacher.
We don't talk about him in my family. It's a long story. So Heather,
we got all these long stories that we can't go into here because we don't have time. I'm going to get them from after the fact, behind the scenes. I'm going to get all these long stories from Bob. But Bob, thank you so much for being here and talking with us.
Thank you, Heather. And if you have a comment, make sure it's down below. I'd love to see it, and I'll do my best to respond as quick as I can.
Yeah, leave us your comments down below. Let us know what you want to see. If you have any questions for Bob, you can connect with him or pass it on. And if you want to ask for anything you want to see on Vegas Unveiled, it's VALE, Vegas Unveiled, like my last name. You can go to vegasunveiled.com or leave a comment below. Vegas Unveiled out.